Gordon. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Ali Madawi, your strategic partner, and I am super excited and I cannot hide it. Today's episode is going to be as raw as rawness could get because we, the strategic partners, are going to be educated and sharing with you actually how we co-create and coexist together. See, outside this camera that you're looking at right now or the screen that you're watching from right now, we have separate lives. We have separate businesses. We still are friends. We connect, we interact, we hang out and travel the world together. But how do we come here and how do we create the magic that we create? How do we get along? How do we bring our greatness and collaboration together? I think today's episode is going to definitely give you a little bit of enlightenment how you can create a world star team and execute at perfection. This is your Strategic Partner Show. Let's go.
Caught up since the day that we met, and you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together, and your eyes have been so hard to forget. But there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much time it takes. Whoa, I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. Oh, I just can't give up. I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. I just can't give up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back like we never left. It is that time of the day that you get your dose of greatness, positivity, and wisdom with your Strategic Partner Show. And of course, I have with me the greatness, the amazing, the incredible Debbie Peltola Salmons live from Massachusetts. What's up, Rockstar?
Hey, what's going on? Oh my gosh, does that intro get everybody fired up? Because it sure does me. I'm sitting here behind the scenes, jumping up, right? Listen, it's like physiology. You get yourself pumped up and excited for life. So I am fantastic.
Physiology indeed. And if you can spell physiology, welcome to the club. You qualified. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the man you love to love, Mr. Motivational Moment himself, the one and only Takoya Carlton. What's up, boss?
Hey, what's going on, fam? I'm super excited as always. And again, it's just another day. That's just what we do. But here's the thing, guys. Just having an amazing week so far. And of course, just helping and blessing as many people as we can along the way. And of course, that's the reason why we guys are connected, because it's what we do. We all are connectors, man. So again, I send it back to you, sir.
Love it. Well, I am so excited and definitely grateful to having everyone in here and today. And we promised everybody that today we're going to be talking about how do we actually even come together? Who are we to one another? Do we really get along, or is this just like a dog and pony show where we get together in a video? So I'd like to start by sharing a little bit of our connection stories, if you will. And then how did we even decide to collaborate and work together? What were the different lanes of business that connected us and separated us and reconnected us again? And we're kind of cool. We love one another. I said love. It's that kind of type in here. So let me start by sharing with you, and you may have heard this before when I talk about Takoya Carlton. 2013, I owned a gas station and a taxi business, and I was literally in a parking lot, miserable and desperate. I had a team of like 7-10 people, whatever it were, in an energy company. And here's this man that every time I see him on social media or connect with him on a conference call, he is fired up. And always, I see you at the top, over the top. I'm like, man, I got to talk to this guy. So we started talking and interacting. I was like, man, it would be awesome if you could do me a favor, Mr. Carlton. Could you please jump on a conference call? Because we had a convention in Atlantic City coming up, and I wanted to get everybody to commit to that. And by the way, he helped me because those 7 to 10 turned into 45 before convention. That's how fired up they got. So when he says a motivational moment, it's not just a branding thing. My man lives with it. So do you remember the call, Takoya?
Yeah, man. It was a day in September which is a day I would always remember. Now just messing with you, man.
Wow.
Damn knows what I'm talking about, right? That's Temptations, baby boy.
Hold on. I've been watching some of your Snapchats and I've been watching you sing. So I know you're not rhyming. If you guys don't follow Mr. Carlton on Snapchat, you got to check him out. He's amazing. But go on, please.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're doing some different things on different channels, man, that we can't do on all the channels. But the whole thing is, man, yes, I do remember it. Ali was this young, aspiring young man. And of course, I was always brought up in this industry, man, to really just support, to help. There was never no, I guess, lines, because in this industry, sometimes people feel like my team is my team. And if you're not in my company, you're against me. Or if you're not on my team, you're against me. And I was never brought up that way, being a part of a company and a team called Team New Vision, which was TMV. I mean, one of the most powerful teams still going today. This is something that we preached all the time, is that we'll keep giving back, that we'll keep on helping and supporting. And of course, that's what we did when he gave us a call. Again, there was no money exchanged. There was no money to be profited from that. It was just a situation where he gave me a call. I was free and available, and of course, willing to help. And that's how it all started.
And I love how we kept on collaborating literally forever. I mean, whenever we connect, hey man, what you doing? Hey, can you check something out for me? Hey man, what you doing? Can you support me with this? And it just continued that way. As a matter of fact, just to be totally transparent, Tokoyo mentioned there was never any money exchanged. Literally never spent a dime on each other. The first time was last year that I had the privilege to invite my man to dinner. Literally from 2013 until 2021. So you do the math on that. You're talking about 8 years. The first time, I know it kind of makes me feel horrible about myself now, right? Like I should have done a little bit more, but always showed me love, and it's been a journey to say the least, right?
Good stuff, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah. Let's talk about the golden girl over there, the blonde. That's blonde, right? Is that natural blonde though?
You never ask a woman that question.
I mean, is it like red? Is it like brunette?
Come on, man.
I didn't say if there's white.
Yeah, listen, I actually don't mind at all.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Did I just have an immigrant moment?
You did.
For reals? So even if I'm asking about, I'm telling y'all, like, this is as real, guys. So you're telling me, Debbie, even if I'm wondering, hey, are you a brunette, or that goes in there the same as in asking somebody for their age?
Same as asking a woman what her age is.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, same thing.
So But it
actually doesn't bother me at all. Just like I don't mind saying my age. So here's the deal: my hair is actually quite dark.
Is it for real?
Yeah, it's quite dark, but it lightens up in the sun. And then, of course, being almost 60, got some of those grays in there. So I do add some blonde into that to lighten it up. I don't mind at all. But yes, there's a teaching moment for you, Ali.
Yeah, seriously. Talk about coachability. I hear it loud and clear. For those of you who are watching this, wherever you're watching, give me some hearts, because don't be harsh on me. I didn't know. So here's the thing, Debbie, you and I met through an entrepreneurial community that we were part of. We were founding members. We've built it all over the world with the Kevin Harrington, Les Brown, and the rest was history. And I remember the first time we officially and physically met was at an event in Florida. No, Mexico.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That's when we had like 50 plus people. Yes, Mexico. Yes. That's right. So that was the first time we met. We hang out, we danced, we partied. It literally felt like we known each other forever. It wasn't like nice to meet you. It was like, hey, what's up? And we hugged it up, and the rest was history. So what do you remember? If there were any highlights for you on our journey together, would you share some of those? Like, I remember this one and that one, and those were going to be like the two peak pieces.
Oh, there's a lot, actually, brother. There's a lot.
About to get in trouble.
Yeah, no, and Puerto Vallarta was the first one. And the funny thing that hits me there is because I remember when I met with you
Yeah.
and, we were meeting with our teams, right?
Oh, yeah,
And,
that's
and
right. I had like 2 days
yes,
in a row meeting with everybody. Yeah.
yes, and we're meeting with their teams. And guys, my team was my husband and I. That
That's
was
right.
my team, right? And I actually remember this really well. I love telling this stuff. I remember meeting you and thinking, man, this guy is young and he has got it going on, right? So I remember liking you immediately. Then the truth be told was I met your wife. I met your
Yeah.
wife
And then I got
sitting around the
outshined.
pool. And no, there's just something when you meet each other's companions,
Hmm.
right? And she's amazing. She was so sweet and all of that. But we talked about all kinds of things. And so I kind of learned a little bit of your story, not from you, but from your wife. So that was really, really good. And I connected with her right away. All the events, we've had a good time. That's why events are so amazing. You get to know each other better. We had a great trip when we did some traveling and went out to Ohio to do some live events. Again, you can do a lot online and I'm all for it because we've been doing it, but there's just something to be said about when you're in somebody's physical proximity. And, I'm not going to go all woo woo, but you get a vibe.
That's
You
right.
get a feeling when you are near someone, right?
Mhm.
And having been a business person for a long time, I'm going to be honest. I hold people at arm's length. I love everyone. I love people. And I want to get to know you. But you're this far away from me until I kind of make some moves and see what you do and how do you react. So I kept you at arm's length. And then there were some particular moments where I saw the integrity and the heart and the arm pulled back.
Painful ones too.
Yes.
Let me tell you what. Can I tell what? I'm about to tell a story. So I
Okay.
remember it was you, Christina Perry, which Christina, if you're watching this, we love you. And Christina and I, like there were back office issues and there were promises like 3-4 months in a row. Next week, 2 weeks from now, next month. And then there was a hard date, non-negotiable, no matter what. This is it, or we're dropping this back office company. We're like, all right, that's what we're talking about. And then Christina calls me. She's like, hey, I just got off a webinar. I'm like, you don't sound too excited. She's like, no, we have to break down bad news because it's not ready and it won't be ready for a while. I'm like, okay, well, that's easy. Because here's how I operate. I'm like, hey, the dog died. What are we doing, right? So the question was, how do we go about it without hurting anybody's feelings? And I'm like, the truth. You hurt him for a little, and then we'll know how to move on. So Christina goes like, well, let's just call we called everybody individually. And then I was leading every single call, right? And every single call started like this. All right, man, listen, so it ain't happening. That's literally like how I started. And everybody did, well, that sucks. So now what? I'm like, well, here it is what we're talking. We're trying to figure out the now what part, blah, blah, blah. And then I remember you, Debbie, and Billy were like, enough is enough, because everybody else was kind of like doing other things and fizzling in other, automation stuff. But you were like, hey, I went all in and I need you to give me all in as a company. And Christina goes like, let me handle this one for the nature of the relationship. I'm like, no, Debbie's my girl. Let me handle this. Wait for it. So I go, same thing. I'm like, hey, Debbie, what's up? She's like, hey, hon, so talk to me. What's the good news? I'm like, so there's no good news. The back office will not be ready. I just want to be like, there's no going around the bush. You know how I operate. And I see her like about to go Dragon Ball Z, like, so there were some very nice food words that came out. All right. I'll let you guys figure that part out. There were food words. All right. F words. Very good. We talked about lasagna. We talked about broccoli. We talked about like Sana soup. We talked about a whole lot of that. But then, I mean, it was not even 2 minutes that I was in this webinar. Everybody else did 20 to 30 minutes. And then Christina goes like, Ali, honey. I'm like, yeah. She's like, can you drop off? I got kicked out. She's like, let me handle this one. But that will be forever a memorable one. And the reason that was, you reached out to me afterwards and you emphasized like, hey, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the process. I'm not taking it out on you. I'm just frustrated. And I hope, like, I'll use the word I use. I'm better than that. And I expect better out of myself. So I just want you to know that I have a lot of respect for you. I'm like, no offense on my end. I totally get it. But I think that moment too made the relationship a whole lot tighter. The second favorite time and memory that I will have is when we traveled together to Ohio. And here is why. It was not the meetings or the events. It was the off time that we got to spend together. It was driving for 2 hours in Amish country. Imagine this, Sequoia. You're in the middle of the woods, and the most you can go is 25 miles an hour for 2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
Let that sink in for the no highways. So, I mean, we had plenty of time to talk about everything. So much so my nickname is Swerve when I drive because I swerve a lot. Nobody likes me on the road when I'm driving. And Debbie got to experience Swerve because we had to stop. She opened the door to throw up because that's how shaky I was in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, just for the record. So, and we had some memorable,
So it felt like a boat, basically. It was ocean sickness.
Well, and these roads
were amazing.
And the roads were
amazing.
Crazy. Their roads were curvy and hilly and everything else. But I just said, Ali, you got to pull over, brother.
Yeah. So here's the good news for me, at least, right? So we've met between Tokoyo and I think 3 or 4 different companies that have failed us or shut down on us or whatever it may be. Debbie and I went through, thank God, only one company, and we learned a lot collectively together. And because of those relationships and because of those challenges that we have had, and I share this with everybody that's watching, keep in mind, challenges are opportunities. They're not bad things. When somebody has their back against the wall, that's when their true character is going to show up, right? How is this person going to react when they're ticked off, when they're angry, when they're mad, when they're failing, when they're not making their quotas or whatever the case may be, right? Heck, we've learned a lot about so many people that we were in business and colleague relationships with, and on their character based on the challenges that we've had through different companies, right? And we're like, oh, that's the real you. This whole time you've been just phony because I was on your webinar and doing your 3-way calls and plugging people in your business. But all of a sudden, right? Like, so it's just a very interesting, concept. But that brought us together with one common goal. We will never allow somebody else to do what we've gone through to our networks, to our people. We focus on, we're going to create opportunities for the little guy and the little gal. We focus on, we're going to over deliver in value. I know everybody says that in cliche, under promise and over deliver, but let's keep it real. Most do it because of finances, because of commissions, because of retainers and whatnot. But we truly come here literally every single week inside the community and outside of it. And we're like, hey, here's what I learned. Give. Brand new series, give. Brand new this, brand new that. And I'm proud of that. I really, really am, collectively. And it allowed us, because of that common goal, we're so invested in one another. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, because, and maybe people may be watching this and thinking that we're making all this money and this stuff from doing this, right? This is a labor of love for all of us. Like, we love doing this. We love coming together for this 1-2 times a day segment that we do together, that we offer to the community for free. And then, of course, we have a community that actually has a paid subscription that gets more. But again, at the same time, we're doing this thing out of love, guys, and really just wanting to help people. Like, everything we give. I mean, we got Ali Madawi here with this guy is like a book. He's like the whole library, right? And then we got Debbie and myself, who just got straight up like 20 plus years of it, life experience and network marketing, the tops and bottoms and all this stuff. And we bring it to everybody, right? everybody. And of course, guys, like I said, most people in our situations, because we all have so many things going on individually, would probably DS this. Like in the military, we call it DS, right? We get rid of it, right? We would DS this opportunity, this show, because there's so many other things that are more profitable for us and that could keep us busy and that are keeping us busy. But because we love what we do, because we love caring and sharing with people, this is where we show up every single week. So I just love that. I love these guys right here, man. No matter what's going on, no matter where we go, guys, we'll always be connected because we just have the same spirits. And so again, that's the spirit of love, the spirit of giving. So send it back to you, sir.
We're going to take a little break. And immediately after the break, we're going to talk about the fruit of that labor of love that you're talking about. In other words, how are we able to come in here and get excited, translated into our well-being in so many different areas of abundance? Plus, there's some shameless plug. I hear there's a CEO of the year coming soon. So I'm going to talk to you guys after this break.
Hey there, my name is Elizabeth Cousins, CEO and founder of Dreamable, a movement that allows you to dream big and live big. Whether that's to start a business, to develop a nonprofit, or to create that total financial freedom that you desire for you and your family, Dreamable's got you. We host a unifying entrepreneurial academy, and we partnered up with strategic partners and companies to give you the tools and resources to make a difference. Starting with your mindset, to overcoming limiting beliefs, to positioning you within our platforms, plus providing you with live and on-demand hands-on practical training. Platforms like I Am Dreamable, an entrepreneurial community to start, grow, and scale a business, where you'll receive 3 new modules a month on the most practical business processes that creates millions of dollars in revenue. Dreamable Financial Education Partners to make your money work for you, a public relations platform to get you featured within 27 national publications, including the New York Weekly and the Los Angeles Tribune. And work with me directly, the DEO herself, aka Dreamable Executive Officer. Visit me today at dreamablebyelizabeth.com. And remember, keep on dreaming because you never know, they may just come true.
On dreaming indeed. And Elizabeth Cousins actually happens to be in St. Lucia as we speak. She's probably just getting almost to the resort. So Elizabeth, while you're watching this, I just want you to know we are not jealous at all. As a matter of fact, we are so excited that we are in New Jersey, North Carolina, and Massachusetts, and you are in the middle of one of the most exotic locations in the world. We actually are very happy to report that you're going to be in absolute clear water and beautiful sandy beach. We're not jealous. We're very excited that we have a full day of webinars coming up, and we're going to be in our rooms and wondering, the temperature is dropping to 64 degrees, but we're not upset at all. We're actually very, very excited. We're very happy.
I'm thrilled for her. Thrilled.
I know, right?
Yes. Well, actually, we are, aren't we? But I did say just a little bit of jealousy, just a little, right? But good for Elizabeth. And she's, we are so proud of you, Elizabeth. You've been working so hard.
Yeah.
And, and it's amazing, isn't it, you guys, when you see people taking the coaching that they've been given. Oh, did you hear my Massachusetts accent just came out? Coaching. That's Massachusetts. Coaching. When you see people actually doing what they're taught and having success. I mean, I don't know, guys, that's part of what makes me passionate and happy to be here. Yeah. Right. Is seeing that, because I think all of us would agree, because I think we've talked about this before. I mean, and part of the love of this is seeing and helping people to get places faster. Right. Because we all know, and we know the challenges that come. It's just part of the deal. But we can help people get there faster or get through them faster, right? Not necessarily easier, right? But we can condense that time in all things, even what we were just talking about before this, because the things that we shared about, like the little memories with Ali when I got mad. Here's an interesting thing. I was not allowed to get angry as a child. You weren't allowed. So anger has been something I've had to figure out in my life.
That's crazy.
Right? Because I wasn't allowed to express anger. So I stuff until the fuse gets lit, and then it goes that fast. Well, as an adult, it's my job to handle that. So my usual way of handling it was to continue to stuff. Well, in this particular moment, sad to say or good to say, Ali, I felt comfortable enough to let it rip. But then I didn't like that I did that. I knew that there was a leveling up process that I had to go. So instantly, I didn't wait a day.
I feel you.
I said, Ali, we got to correct this. So always growth, isn't it? It's always about growth. Absolutely.
I do that very often. I think I spoke on this before in other events that we've done. That again, I'm just a type of person, man. I'm human, and I'm gonna have those days. And I normally try to be the best me possible and treat everybody well. But every now and then, I gotta let them know that I am still real. This ain't no one to play with, right? But at the same time, I still go back. I'm just like you. I hate leaving things in a bad situation, right? Or I like to always leave a situation better than it was, right? And then, of course, I think that's why the people that I do let in my life, because I am very selective of who I let in my circle around my area. I only talk to a few people, very few people that I really talk to and let them know stuff or talk to them about certain things. And but again, if you're in that space, man, I'm always gonna try to, even in this situation right here, even if we all went our separate ways, these guys are lifelong. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're lifelong people that no matter what, always be connected in my life somehow. And even if we weren't making money on each other or doing a project together, somewhere down the road, I'm promise you, we'll probably be doing something together. If it's 10, 15, 20 years from now, because of the impact, because of the feelings and just the connection that we've had. And so I think when you look at building an award-winning team, meaning like any championship team, guys, NFL, NBA, even something like this, having a group of people with different backgrounds, different business opportunities, different, things going on in their life, guys, you have to comprise a team of people who get it, right? Who are able to not have the ego. Like what was so crazy that Ali right now, based on where he is in his career and what we're in a space that we're in, he could literally have a huge ego right now. Like for real. Because a lot of guys think Ali's, they see him, but they don't really know how big he is. How impactful he is in people's lives and the type of income that he's generating. He could literally be like, hey, guys, I can call 2 or 3 other people and replace you guys right now who have more qualifications in this space or more knowledge or whatever have you, or more seasoned in this space. And he could do that, right? Debbie, I mean, she's in a situation where, again, she retired very young, her and her husband. She could just walk away and say, hey, I'm good. You guys can have this, right? And so there's so much where we have to compromise. Not compromise, that's the wrong word to use. There's so many things that we are doing that when at the end of the day, because of the respect that we have for one another, that it all comes together. And so, again, I said all that to say this. If you're looking to build your core group, right? Your core 5, your core 10, 15, 25, 120, 75, 125, 625, right? If you're literally trying to build your core group of people, it starts with those base. Because from that base, everybody that you bring on from that point, if they're a part of your circle, they're going to be taught from the main circle. And that's what this is right here. This is the heart. This is the soul of it. Everything that we're creating here with Dreamable, right? This is the heart of it. This is it. So you have to have people that you can trust, People you can trust with things that are going on in the background, things that are going on in your personal life. Because when you get so close, you get to know so much about people and what's going on in their lives, and not to be able to hold that, against them, but to use that to actually lift them, right? And so again, that's the type of relationship that we have here. And so if you're looking to build something strong like that and get around people who care about each other, and you want to build a real community, that's where it starts, guys. You have to build it, to a point to where it's no longer that we consider ourselves friends, but we consider ourselves family. That's when you know you've done something right. That's when you've built something that is stronger, that will withstand the test of time, that withstand the different companies, the different CEOs, the different compensation plans, the new births, the new relationships that you enter in, your different turmoils that you're going through in your life. All of it can be saved. All of it can still be, put together because everyone here is on the same page. Everyone here loves each other. There's no, no specialty. I don't have a specialty, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love all you guys, right? I know Ollie wants to be the favorite child. I know.
I didn't say that. I was going to say my sound broke for a little bit. And I know you said turmoils, but it sounded to me like we all have hemorrhoids every now and then. So it took so much of me to keep my composure to not disrespect you, because look, we all have hemorrhoids. I'm like, did he just say hemorrhoids? I'm like,
but if we did, we would work out, through it, right? Now,
if we did, I'd send you your own little cushion to sit on.
That's right. Yeah, they would give me a cushion, right? Ollie would be giving me the fan, right?
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you. So obviously, in a little bit, we have a motivational moment coming up, and living in balance, your segments that definitely bring up a whole lot of value. But I want to take a moment and celebrate us. And I want to start with Elizabeth Cousins. She's in St. Lucia right now with the Dining Divas, and she's going to be part of a taping of their season finale. It's a reality show that airs on Food TV and We Network. And they had last time, I think, 38 million viewers. This episode is actually in collaboration with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and they're doing a 2-hour season finale instead of just their usual 1 hour. And it's supposed to be reaching 150 plus million people globally who are watching this. And Elizabeth Cousins is going to be not only part of the taping, but her brand is going to be getting a little recognition. She's going to have her 2 cents to talk a little bit in the show itself, before and after, and they're giving her highlights and recognition, which is phenomenal, because here's a young lady that, if you've heard her story, she's been through everything you can imagine: challenges, adversity, struggle, oppression from close ones, beat up, just a whole lot of bad. And even more so, to not only see her with billionaires that she meets with once a week. She has I Am Dreamable that is running and growing. We're working together on creating the I Am Dreamable excursion trips, where curated trips rather, where we're going to be traveling all over the world and having seminars and just having 3 days of amazing greatness, all inclusive. So she's making moves happen, and it's because of what we have together as a community, as a people, right? I want to take a moment, and I'm going to brag on to Koyo Carlton for a little bit, because he gave kudos earlier to myself and to Debbie, but he didn't mention my man has positioned himself to 5 figures and grown to multiple as we speak right now. And he's done it, again, humble, down to earth, keep your head down, go to work. And he's doing it by helping everybody throughout the whole day. He's grown from your traditional network marketer to a traditional business owner. And I'm so proud of you, man. And I cannot express my gratitude to be sharing this platform with you and see where we go from here. And of course, Debbie, I know you were really the OG of I retired early. You've done it before everybody even made it a cool thing with Billy, and you came back in and you dove and you made sacrifices and invested a boatload of money in different opportunities. And some worked out really, really well for you. Others, well, it's still to be continued. We'll see what happens, right? But in the meanwhile, you maintain your fortitude, you maintain your brand regardless to changes of technology, regardless to changes of strategies, techniques, social media, you name it, you think of it, it happens, and you always maintain, and you're still involved in your family business, and you're still proud of what you represent, what you stand for, and that puts a lot of impact on me and on my family. And again, that again is a reflection of where we are and what we represent. As per myself, I am proud of myself, and I used to struggle with saying that. Debbie would always say, hey, it's okay to give yourself a little pat in the back. You know, you're like, man, you're doing it. I'm like, I haven't done anything yet. No, she's like, no, you need to stop for a second. It's okay to celebrate yourself. But I'm really, really proud of myself because I've always built someone else's company or companies. I've always worked with other people's brands and grew them and built them up. And for the first time, I focus on me. And you know, as if you exist anywhere on social media, you probably already know, we got nominated for the CEO of the Year in the online and media companies. And the voting really just started today. And I think it goes all the way to November 30th. We were 124th. We are at 11th right now. So I'm really, really grateful for all the votes. And you can only vote once, and don't try to cheat and use a different, like they will literally send you a message from the different cell phone saying, this cell phone belongs to this first name and last name. You're already voted. This one is dismissed. So we don't need to do anything, but I just want to make sure, please, I'm going to drop in the comment. I would like selfishly to win number one. And I'll tell you what, it is not about the trophy. I believe there's plenty of trophies in life if we don't make this one, but it is a validation because 90% of the recognitions and trophies and certificates that we've received in our 15-year career, most of it has been in network marketing, whether it was directly or indirectly. The other 10%, we got publications, magazines, media outlets. That was great. But I want a celebratory milestone for the team that is behind the scene. We have right now 47 employees / independent contractor from all around the world that are working for our brand and developing and working tirelessly. And I want them to know Ali did well, whether as a rep, whether in the corporate side, whether as a trainer or a consultant in network marketing, but we have done this. We have built this, and it just warms up my heart to know that we're doing it. We got a book coming out next year. I'm launching very different initiatives. I was telling Mr. Carlton earlier, I'm working on putting together an incubator for entrepreneurs. So that's going to be the biggest thing that I have ever worked on, and I'm excited about that. And last but not least, I'm going to be launching a docu-series. It's going to be called Win With Me. Think about the Red Table Talk. Same exact concept, no business. It'll be just come talk to Papa, and we're gonna hash it out, talk about it. You're gonna see some celebrities in there as well, some mega celebrities. So that's coming soon. But I wanted to highlight all of this to let you know, you, Elizabeth included, and the rest of the team from behind the scene are part of all of this, and I'm very, very grateful. And as one grow, we all grow. Every one of us, like every other week, we're like, oh my God, there's something that just happened. Hey, I got a new milestone. I got a new company. I got a new thing. So let's keep on going and keep on growing. And I'm so proud of what we represent collectively as a unit. It really means a lot to me, and I'm forever grateful for that. So for everybody else, vote, please. I want that number one spot for the team because they deserve it. You have no idea. I wake up to like 5 to 10 emails from the night before all the work that was done. So I might make it look easy, but it's not. So, I want the team to win it. But anyways, so why don't we go to a motivational moment as a solid, incredible, amazing segue with this beautiful soul. By the way, he can sing. He may look like he's ad-libbing, but he can sing. You want to check him out on Snapchat. Oh, I'm going to get the world to go to your Snapchat, Mr. Carlson. You want to look him up in Snapchat. He's got, he even does the LL Cool J lips. So you got to check him out.
I'm going to get on Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm getting on Snapchat.
Open an account.
It's only good for 24 hours. It's gone already.
You're missing out, so you got to get on today before it disappears. But in any case,
it's gone, man.
Mr. Carlson, why don't you take it away and give us a motivational moment, if you don't mind?
Hey, what's going on, fam? Takoya Carlton here. And of course, this is a motivational moment. And of course, we do this every single week. And of course, this is meant to give you some motivation, also training inspiration. So again, here's the thing, guys. Effort multiplied by the time equals your reward. So let me say it again. Effort multiplied by your time, by the time equals your reward. There's no other formula for success. It's biblically proven, guys. Seed, time, and harvest. Let me say it again. It's biblically proven. Seed, time, harvest. What are you saying, Mr. Carlton? It's very, very simple, guys. I'm saying that you have to plant the seed. And you say, well, how do I plant the seed? I'm not a farm. I'm not Debbie, right? So the whole thing is simply this right here. When I say plant the seed, sometimes planting the seed is planting the community, which means I'm building my network. I'm talking to people. I'm introducing myself. I'm letting it be known that I own a business. And see, here's the thing, guys. We got so many private agents out there. And so again, I want you to understand that, hey, listen, if you want to grow, people must know that you're in business. So if you're not operating with the spirit of planting seeds, and how do I plant seeds in today's economy, in today's business world, in today's marketing strategies? We have social media platforms, right? We got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got TikTok. We can go on and on and on, LinkedIn, with all these different platforms. Where are you planting seeds? You say, well, I'm not on social media. Well, great. There's other ways to plant seeds, right? You can plant seeds with the people that are in your life, right? Right now, I've got a team members right now that we're working with, that because they did such a great job in just having great customer service, going out there and speaking to people, guys, what's happened is now the school board has opened up to the team, right? By planting the seed. See, the seed that you plant right now, it may not harvest today. It may not, come to fruition today. It may not happen because you need it today. And see, that's the other thing, guys. We operate as if we need it. See, guys, sometimes we got to understand it takes time. Because it took longer than what you expected to doesn't mean it's not the same success. So again, I'm just trying to tell you guys, seed, plant the seed. Give it time to matriculate. Give it time to grow. And so again, when you plant that seed, that one relationship you made with let's say, an Ali Madawi or a Debbie or a Takoya Carlton or whoever it is for you, whoever you plant that seed with, guys, you got to allow it to grow. You can't expect it just to, come out tomorrow. And so again, guys, when you're sitting there and you're saying, well, listen, hey, I've been in this company for a year. I've been in this company for 2 years and it just hadn't happened. Listen, guys, you're one day away from your breakthrough. Please. Guys, you're one day away from your breakthrough. Understand that. So again, listen, guys, I've seen people right now. I've seen people literally quit a business, right? And because they quit the business, they missed their harvest. Here's what happened. Let me tell you a story. There was a gentleman, right? Well, I'm sorry. There was a young lady. This gentleman too, but let's just tell you the story of this young lady. So this is a young lady, right? She didn't see her business growing. It wasn't going the way she thought it was going to go. She was kind of getting discouraged. And so she kind of just stepped away. Smart thing she did was she didn't completely get rid of her auto ship. She didn't stop paying into the monthly fee, the subscription, or whatever have you. What happened was, it's simply this, guys. She had given up on the business, but the people above her didn't. So because she stayed in the business, meaning she had gave it time, right? Even though it was in an unintentional time, because she left the business. She wasn't even thinking about the business. She didn't want to do the business, but she kept the membership because she loved the service that they provide. Well, a gentleman named Brian Carruthers, and for those who know who that gentleman is in the space of network marketing, he's one of the top tier income earners of all time, right? He's made millions and millions and millions of dollars in the network marketing space. This gentleman fell into her organization. And because the way the compensation plan was built at that time, and still today, this young lady, every time she qualifies every single month, she'll get $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month because she kept the position. She kept it active. So for that person who says, you know what, I love the company, I love the service, I love the product, right? Keep it active, because you never know who's going to fall in your group. That's one story. And so again, guys, here's the thing, guys. Again, seed, time, and then harvest. You got to be planting seeds. You got to be putting seeds out there all over the place. And again, we call those leads. We call those relationships. right? You got to give it time. You got to have it time to say, you know what, boom, it's time. Because sometimes you're not ready for the success. Some people get success too early and they fizzle out because they wasn't ready for it. They wasn't mentally ready for it, right? They didn't have the right, posture for it. And of course it failed because again, it went back to where they were, right? Back to where their their mental set was at that time, right? And so again, the whole thing, guys, we've got to get excited that again, just planting a seed. We got to get excited that we got to give it time. We got to get excited that it will harvest at some point. It will grow, but you got to give it time. But while you're giving it time, you have to grow yourself. You have to grow mentally. You have to grow physically. You have to grow in all aspects of your life. And guys, you'll start to attract those folks that you can go ahead and you can start to what? Harvest from all the growth that you've had over the time that you were sitting there just hoping and praying that everything will work. Seed, time, harvest. So with that, guys, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top, from the top, over the top. Take care, take charge, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, indeed. That was spot on. The only thing that I kept hearing is the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. There's so many opportunities that are great. Just unfortunately, we have the McDonald's mindset, right? We want it now, and we want it quick, and we want it short term. And man, thank you. That was powerful, powerful, powerful. So we're going to go to Mrs. Summons because we definitely want to hear about a little bit of balance. And you certainly have experienced incredible business growth, but at times it took you out of balance personally, maritally. Is that a word? Let me have it. Maritally. I'm going to keep that one. But I definitely want to hear about the wisdom that you have for us today. Take it away.
Thank you. And first of all, Takoyo, man, right on point. And I'm actually going to piggyback off of that. But yes, I absolutely, balance is key. And there are a lot of ways to make sure that you're in balance. But I actually want to talk to you a little bit about manifesting today, right? Which goes along with Takoyo and planting seeds, because while you're planting seeds and while you're growing and while you're working on making sure that you've got balance in your life, most of you have probably heard people talk about manifesting, and they talk about the law of attraction, right? And some folks think it's woo woo. Some people think it's just something, okay, you're going to think about it and it's going to happen. It's not. Everything requires action. So I'm actually going to give you some actual words that we need to avoid when we're trying to manifest, right? Because again, you guys, you hear us talk about it all the time. Takoyo with his motivation, it all starts here. You're never going to stop hearing us say that, right? So I'm going to give you 10 words to avoid using when you are trying to manifest something, when you are planting those seeds, right? So the first one, oh boy, is the word don't. When you say, I don't want something, you're focusing on the something you don't want rather on what you do want. And let's just say that Ali Madawi does an amazing job talking about paradigm shifts, right? So instead of saying, I don't, you want to put out in the universe what you do desire by saying, I do, right? So the first word is don't. Second word is can't. Okay, that's just a lie, first of all. When you say something can't happen or that you can't do it, you're focused on what you don't want or what you can't at that time do. So instead, again, use your words, use your language. It programs you to call in what you want and what you desire by saying, I can. The only caveat that I add to the word can't is I say, I can't yet, right? I can't yet because I'm in the process, okay? The third words are he, she, they. What's that mean? Okay. The point is you want to frame your affirmations and what you're doing around I or me, not he, she, or they. That's pointing outward, right? It's about us. Okay. And I'm going to get off topic for 1 second because we're here telling you guys how, we came together and collaborated. Often the bad times will bring out people's true character, right? And you will find your tribe. And instead of blaming a company or a situation or a person, you look inward and then you find those people that align with you. And that's what we did. So, fourth word, maybe. Don't say maybe. The word itself simply kind of connotates or implies that you're not really sure, right? You're on the fence. And if you don't know what you want and you're wishy-washy, then you won't achieve it. And you've got to get your vibration up to what you desire. So no maybe, right? Who's it? Yoda. There is no try. There is no maybe. Not, although not may seem really harmless, again, you're giving focus to what you don't want. And on the lack, you've got to give attention to what you want to attract and abundance. The sixth word is will. Why is that? Because will actually implies that you're going to do something later or in the future. But the key to manifesting is to act and feel as you already got it right now. You've already manifested it. So will gotta go. Number 7, I'm going to. Again, implying you're going to do it in the future. Instead of saying you're going to, instead say am, is, or are. Okay, are, is that a word? Wow, that came out weird. Massachusetts. Are, A-R-E. How's that? Number 8, wish. I got to tell you, wishing does nothing. Does nothing. It implies that you don't really believe that it can happen. You're not sure it can happen. You're just hoping. So get rid of the word wish. It's all about certainty of your outcome. It will. It is. Right? 9. Number 9, need. You hear people, I need to do this. I need to make it happen. Here's the problem when you need it. When you say you need it, you are attaching some emotions to the outcome. Does it make sense? Let me say that again. If you say, I need that, you are attaching value to a specific outcome. You're emotionally attached to the outcome. The 10th is must. The word must, and this was interesting for me when I learned about manifesting. The word must actually implies resistance to other creative possibilities. Because if you say, I must do this, you've put your blinders on, which on the one hand is good, but it also limits your creativity. Okay. When you let go of what you think you need and what you think you must have, you're more open to receiving the highest good. So I know I really, really poured that onto you, but these are really 10 important words to avoid when manifesting. So thank you guys for listening to that. Back to you, Ali.
That was the 10 Commandments of Debbie Peltola-Salmis.
That's right.
That was amazing. That was awesome.
So key, right? Language is so key. And the other thing, let me just add, like I still catch myself sometimes with those words. And I stop and I go, no, rephrase it, reprogram, right? Because it makes a difference. And Ali, you teach on that whole topic amazingly. So hopefully that's a little bit of an addition to the in-depth studies that you give.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All I will say as my closing remarks for today, be careful who you share your dreams with. And many times you tell something to the wrong people and they steal your dreams by either planting the wrong idea in your mindset or talking you out of your greatness. And that's not necessarily a reflection of who you are. And unfortunately is who they are in the moment. And they're trying to project their fears onto you, right? They're like, no, it's too good to be true. No one has ever done it before.
Right.
What makes you think it's going to work? What they're saying is, I don't see it. I don't have the vision. I've never seen anybody do it before. I'm scared to go out there and fail. But they're saying it as in, you will fail. You will not make it. What makes you think you got what it takes, right? So they're talking about themselves. No, just here's what I would advise you with that person. You may be right, my friend. Just say you may be right. It'll be an immediate shutdown to that conversation and keep on moving forward. Last but not least, dream big. I follow Sean Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, whatever he calls himself today, Love. And I saw a video that he posted yesterday, and he doubled down on it today. He's blasting out to the world. He wants to hire CMOs, C-level executives everywhere around the world. And he wants to help, he wants to serve, he wants to create the biggest thing ever. Today, he went back and he said, I have not hired anybody and I have not taken any interviews because everyone that shared with me why I should talk to them, their dream was tiny. They were talking about like what was in front of them. I look forward to impact your community. I was look forward to impact, New York. I was looking. He goes like, if it is not a God-sized dream, I can't have you in my team because God talked to me and he said, dream big. I created you. He goes like, and if you can't operate at that level, I can't mess with you. Wow. And I that hit me hard. Like, I'm like, man, am I dreaming big enough? Or am I operating in my own mediocrity? Am I operating on my own lid and blocking my own self with my own greatness? This is why I had to work on myself and accept that I am a millionaire and be proud of it. Accept that I am healthy and be proud of it. Accept that I am fully abundant with my family and be proud of it. It was almost like a shameful thing for me to celebrate, again, as I talked about earlier. So be bold, be proud of who you are and you can be. Protect your dream. Not everybody, as Steve Harvey said it best, God gave you that dream. He didn't give it to everybody else for a reason. Protected. And I'm about to start a brand new book. Well, I'm reading a book right now called At Zero by Dr. Joe Vitale. My next book is You Owe You, as in I owe you money. You Owe You by Eric Thomas. It just dropped today. I can't wait until I finish At Zero that I'm going through right now. And then, man, that Eric Thomas, by the way, I have no affiliations. I don't make any money from these recommendations. I'm just sharing with you what I'm reading, but I can't wait because he gets me fired up all the time. Last but not least, please, I may come across a little thirsty or desperate. I am thirsty. I am desperate. So make sure you go to ceorankings.com/Ali Madawi. Just so you know, this is a global list of CEOs in different categories. My category is online and media companies. And I'm really, 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 really excited because as of right now, I believe we are 11th still, unless I refresh it and I double check. Let me actually show you. That way I can have a little bragging moments and then we can close it for the day. Window, Chrome tab, and we're going to go right here. Okay, so there it is. Definitely, you're going to see, obviously, my picture story, and then on the bottom, let's see.
We have no sound, brother, from you.
Oh, the other one's muted out.
Ali, we have no sound from you, brother. But you look good.
He needs to go back to the other screen. Get rid of that screen. I think. Okay.
Oh, I muted myself. Do I have sound? Am I back?
There you go. Yeah.
Part of the reason why I usually like to have somebody else do the buttons for me, but We are number 10 right now, by the way. We just moved up to the top 10 global list of the CEO of the year.
Nice.
So right on. Let's keep the momentum. The person ahead of me has exactly 16 votes more than me. So I'd like to knock that person down and then go one more. Voting will maintain open until November 30th. So please feel free to share because you can only vote once, but definitely share and help a brother out because I certainly appreciate it. And I get the list of those who voted. So I'm going to remember you when you say, Ali, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to help me out and buy something. I need you to support my business. Come to my Zoom. I might remember you. So help a brother out.
Yeah, you sound like the Jets head coach. They've been talking about him on ESPN all week, talking about how he's taking receipts. All the years everybody's been talking junk and smack on Jets. He's like, I'm taking receipts.
I want to say this. I'm going to add this. It may be shameless plugs and all of that, but I'm going to say this. You are well deserving of that honor. Yes, so it's not just a shameless plug. You are well deserving, and your humility in sharing it with the entire team is part of what really makes you great. And it's okay to still do that.
Yeah, you are far too kind. I appreciate you. I thank you more than you can imagine. Guys, one final 10 seconds. Ladies first. Debbie Summons.
Well, guys, here's the thing. I believe that you find your true family and the true people you can collaborate in adversity. Okay. When everything is perfect and wonderful in life and you're successful and you're kind of in that mode. Okay. It's easy. It's easy to stay close to people. It is in those trials and tribulations and adversity that you find those people that truly have your back and that become, as Takoyo said, lifelong friends and collaborators, not just needing something from one another. We serve each other and we care and love in each other. And I guarantee your tribe is out there waiting for you. But just know that you'll find them in adversity.
Right on. Takoyo.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, man. You know what trips me out a lot is when you do that thing when you put like full screen and like you're not expecting it and you're talking and then next thing you know you're full screen. You ever see that when you look at it like it shocks you a little bit every time? But no. Here's the thing, man. Listen, guys, we talk about a lot of stuff here, and everything we talk about is things that we've been through, things that we've implemented, but it doesn't work. It doesn't help unless you implement it yourself. So again, we could talk about all the things that we're learning, all the things that we've grown from and overcame. But until you take ownership of where you are today, what's going on in your life today, and make a decision to move today, you're one decision away. Make the decision today to move forward.
Right on. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 2, season 3 of your strategic partners. Elizabeth, enjoy yourself, tan, have a margarita or something on behalf of all of us, but definitely make the impact that you always do. And for you, the entrepreneur, if there's in any way, shape, or form that we can assist you, help you, make sure you go right now to Dreamable by
Try again.
You missed a solid rap song. I was rapping really
there you go.
Yeah.
Now.
That was African Ali right there, man. That's what I'm talking about at his best.
Go to dreamablebyelizabethcousin.com. Become part of our community today. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, guys.